Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another Baldur's Gate 3 video. And this one is going to be different. It's not going to be a tier list, it's not going to be a build guide. It is going to be my team composition that I used to be tactician, and I'm going to be using to, well, beat honor mode, which I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So do check it out. You can also find it via Discord when I go live and post videos. And if you do enjoy this type of videos, do leave a like, comment, subscribe, especially share. And if you don't like it, leave a dislike, but let me know what I can do to improve what you don't like. But with that said, let's get into it. Right? So, you're probably gonna utilize 4 main characters, so you want to have, before you start, figure out what kind of team composition do you, because you don't want to necessarily have characters that are more benefiting from long rest and some characters that not. And but what I mean is, like, if in my team I don't have a pure spellcaster, like I have a spellcaster, but it's more of support. I wouldn't want a wizard, because a wizard, once he uses everything, he'll need a long rest to replenish his spell slots. But for my main character, I cannot have that because I utilize elixirs to get my strength to 27, right? And if I use long rest, I will lose those elixir buffs, which means I have to get more of them, spend more money, get more time doing that. So that's why I don't want it. My team doesn't need long rest to be able to perform, right? Yes, it is helpful for Shadowhall, which I switched, but it's still unnecessary. So the first build, my main one, is Open Hand Monk and Rogue Thief, 3 in Rogue Thief and 9 Open Hand Monk. I do have a build on it. I'll leave a link down in the description. Chose to get the Yankee, and I'm using elixirs to get myself to 27. You can have a different variation. You can go with 8 Monk and 4 Rogue just to get an extra feat. You know, you can go with 6 Monk, 4 Rogue, and 2 Fighter just for an extra action surge. So it's up to you. You know, for the gear, for the end game, as you can see, I'm using the best. I'm with the Baldurian, Cloak of Protection, Boots of Persistent, Armor of Agility, Gloves of the Soul Catching, Crusher Ring, Killer Sweetheart, Amulet of Great Health, and the Dead Shot. You know, the reason why I'm using Amulet of Great Health is because, you know, yes, I have 24 armor class, but I also want to be able to withstand damage, right? So, his job, or my monk, is to, you know, beat up people. Right? If I need to pretty much CC an enemy out of the fight, I have two chances to purely CC them, right? Just through a stunning strike. And if I need to do it again, or if I didn't hit it, I have 2 bonus actions. I can just pop a potion of speed and have 2 more chances. Right? If I don't need that, I can just, you know, just regularly hit him and then use my flurry of blows, which do a lot of damage, to get rid of them. Or if there's a huge pack, you can always use key resonation punches and bonus action ones just to do massive damage, you know. So his job is just to CC and do a lot of damage, be it through physical damage and then maybe actual damage from manifestation of mind, soul, or body. Right? He's a frontliner, that's why he has a good amount of health and has a really good armor, even though Monk does get more benefits without using armor. Right? My second melee class is Lizelle, pure fighter, and the reason why is I want her to have as much feat as possible, so she'll have 4 at level 4, 6, 8, and 12 on, no, yeah, I believe that one. She's utilizing the Gloomstalker helm for the resistance to fire, and no crits can land on her. Cloak of Displacement, Boots of Genial Shredding, Armor of Persistence, Gauntlets of Heal Giant Strength, which means I can get rid of all my strength and get more dexterity and strength, which I would normally have, but I use the Mirror of Souls and, you know, got a little bit of, or, oh no, in a crash, she was the one to get it, so she lost a bit of it. But normally you have 16 dexterity with like 18 constitution, so she'll be a lot tankier, right? Because no need for strength, because the gloves of the Hail Giant strength. She has Callous Ring, a Ring of Regeneration, Aberration Hunter, Baldurian Giant Slayer, and the Titan Shrink Bow. So she's a frontliner, and if she cannot get to the front line and hit the enemy, she will utilize the Titan Shrink, and she can do massive damage. Her basic attack normally is 27 to 37, and mind you, she has extra attack and a bonus extra attack, so she has 3 attacks on action, right, which can do massive damage, and if need be, she can pop action search, which gives her all of those stuff back, and then a potion of speed, which will give all of that, so she can attack pretty much about 10 times, and 10 times if she does manage to kill an enemy and she has bonus, or she actually won't be able to. So she'll be able to attack 9 times, and with Elixir of Bloodlust, she'll be able to attack 10 times, which will do massive damage through either just purely damaging. She can disarm the enemies pretty much to where they will not be able to do as much damage. She can pretty much do either menacing ranged or menacing melee attack, just pretty much eliminating the enemy from moving, especially with the melee class, so they won't be able to do that, which is why I use her. Another build that we utilize, it is pretty disgusting OP, is Gloomstalker Assassin. 5 Ranger, 4 Rogue, 3 Fighter, right? So for this one, you want to start with a pure Ranger. Oh, sorry, for the Monk, you start with just Monk, and then I have a build, I'll link in the description. This one, I also do have a build guide, but you start with the 5 levels of Ranger Gloomstalker, then you go 4 into Assassin, and then 3 into Fighter Champion. You definitely want Champion just so you have 1 less that you need to roll for crit. And if you utilize this beautiful knife the Under Mountain King, you need to roll an extra 1 less, and it stacks. So instead of 20, it'll be 19, and then with this, it'll be 18. Pretty huge. He utilizes a marksmanship hat to get +1 to bonus range attack rolls, Thunderskin Cloak, Spring Step Boots, the Graceful Claw, just because, you know, I want to have more dexterity, so you'll be able to do more damage. Gloves of Archery, Ring of Free Action, Grayscale Ring, and Amulet of Misty Steps, just so I can position for that stuff. I have Susur Dagger and Knife of the Undermount King, and then for the range I have Never Misser, and then Hellfire Hand Crossbow. You know, for feet, he only has 2, which is ability score improvement and marksmanship, or no, sorry, sharpshooter, which is massive, so he doesn't have to what should we call it? So he pretty much ignores slow ground. He has 2 attacks, technically 3, 2 from the main action and 1 from the bonus. You know, he'll be able to do a lot of damage because, yes, his attacks do 21 to 35, but when he does attack, on the first time he'll be able to attack an extra time to Dread Ambusher, and well, you can utilize arrows, like arrows of monstrosity slaying against those monsters. Tap enemies, which will do a lot of damage. You know, smoke powder, which will do damage and push them back, or arrows of many targets, just be able to get rid of a lot of enemies or do a lot of damage through specialized arrows, right? He's pretty good. And last but definitely not the least build is the Shadowheart, which is level 10 Bard, 2 into Life Domain Cleric. She utilizes the Birthright for 2 Charisma, the Vivacious Cloak, I butchered, I apologize, the Space Hound Boots, the Helldusk Armor, Quick Spell Gloves, Ring of Elemental Infusion, Amulet of Restoration, and she uses the Blood of Lathander, the Vicodia's Walking Fortress, and for the range she utilizes Gunther Mail. Gunther Mail is when I'm hit with this bolt, you get a Guiding Bolt, which is pretty huge. For the Blood of Lathander, because you get a Sunbeam, pretty awesome. And once per long rest, when my hit points are reduced to 1, I gain 2 to 12 HP, and allies within 9 meters of me regain 1 to 6, which allow me to have a little bit extra kind of survivability. And instead of going down instantly, she'll be able to get a little bit more health back and be able to possibly maybe win a fight. The Viconia's Fortress, our Walking Fortress, just pretty amazing shield, you know. Since she is the Bard and the main cleric, she needs to have decent charisma. She also could be a face of the party to talk because she has such a high charisma. Right, and another big thing, because she's a Bard, she can use a Song of the Rest to give me an extra short rest, which allows me to not use long rest to keep my elixirs up still, so I have a little bit more time to, you know, have them up, so I wouldn't have to keep buying them. And it also heals me. Right? You also have beautiful stuff like Glyph Warding, which can do massive things, be either give them or damage them with acid, cold, or just detonate them, you know. Fire, lightning, thunder, or even put enemies to sleep, which can be pretty amazing. She can also do, you know, push enemies away, Cloak of Daggers, or person. One of her feats is the Warlocks. She can do Eldritch Blast, which is pretty good. Doesn't get as many benefits as like the Warlock, but she can do that. She also can get Arms of Hadar or Hunger of Hadar. Massive, pretty huge thing, just to pretty much make enemies come close to you, because they won't be able to shoot because they're blinded. The Hypnotic Pattern, you know, Conjure Elemental, the Blight, you know, Mask Your Wounds, stuff like that. Conjure Elemental is also pretty massive because, like, you know, it's level 5 spell slot, so you can conjure Elemental that can tank for you and do damage. So you have an extra kind of ally. And that's why she's huge. She's pretty much just a support character. She's not here for doing a lot of damage, but just to support via, you know, CCing enemies with like whole monster to where they will take a massive amount of crit, you know, or whole person, which will do the same thing. You know, pretty much shut down an enemy, especially at like, you know, at level 3 it's, or level 4 it's on 3 targets, but if at level 6 you'll have 5 enemies that I can just pretty much shut down, and they'll be able to take massive hits from melee. That's why she's pretty amazing as a support. And even early game she's pretty amazing, just to shut down enemies with Tasha Hideous Laughter. In Underdark, if you remember Buletta, I believe, or Buletta, apologies to butcher, you can shut her down with just Tasha Hideous Laughter. Or the Face Spider Matriarch, you know, in the cave, you can shut it down just with a Tasha Hideous Laughter. Pretty huge, to where you can just get rid of the small minions and then just unleash everything on a spider, and then have your bar just shut her down again with Tasha Hideous Laughter. Pretty huge. So you have 2 melee high DPSers, 1 range high DPSer, and 1 support. And it was honestly, besides just understanding the tactician mode in the beginning, besides, like, once I got to like level 4, the game just became almost a cakewalk. I don't think I struggled in any area besides just the early beginning, just understanding that everything is hard and it's not balanced, it's a lot harder, and just, I believe, the Sharn place in Act 3, where fighting them all, I was just unprepared. But besides that, this team was just beating everything very easy. But with all that said, I hope this kind of helped you. Do let me know down in the comments, what teams have you built? Tactician mode, honor mode, what teams would you want me to try out? Because I would love to show you guys and tell you how I feel about them. With that said, don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.